Okay, so now that the first round is over, there is some teams that I'm going to talk about that lost in the first round. One of the first teams is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this is just a very disappointing season for this team, as they lost to the AFC Miami Heat, as the Miami Heat are one of the first playing teams to beat a #1 seed coming into the playoffs. And it's just so many reasons why this team lost. I'm going to get to every reason and how this team can improve next season and be who I thought they would be, the NBA champions. Now first, I'm going to start with the outside factors, then I'm going to go into the best player. First, I'm going to start with the coach. Mike Budenholzer needs to get off this team. I have been saying this for a long time. The sets Mike Budenholzer runs offensively and defensively do not work for Giannis or this team. The reason why I say this is Jimmy Butler was cooking Jrue Holiday, and he was not sending doubles, he was not sending switches, he was not sending any help to help out Jrue Holiday while Jimmy Butler was cooking. That shouldn't be happening as a coach. If you're a coach, you should send sets or you should send some type of switch to help out Jrue Holiday on the perimeter and on the corner as well. Also, the way he utilizes Giannis is not going to work. There is possessions in these games when it's late in the first quarter where you have Giannis in the half-court set and driving to the paint. Giannis should not be doing that in a half-court set. You need to utilize your playmakers you have on the team and get Giannis more in the low block and have Giannis more cutting and playing as a traditional big man, not as a guard, because that's not what Giannis is. Giannis is not going to half-court set. We'll get to that later on. So Mike Budenholzer needs to get off this team. I don't know. I think they should sign Nick Nurse, as Nick Nurse has got fired from the Raptors coach. Nick Nurse will be a very good coach of this team. They need a new coach for this team because it's not going to work out with Mike Budenholzer. Mike Budenholzer's job got saved when they won in 2021 because I believe that he should have fired in 2020 when lost to the Miami Heat, because the Miami Heat set up a wall to stop Giannis and he was not doing anything to really mess up the wall. He was still allowing Giannis to play in a half-court setting when they was obviously having a good defensive set for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I don't understand what goes through Mike Budenholzer's head when he thinks Giannis is, because Giannis is not a traditional guard who can play in a half-court set, which is the issue with Giannis. So if you know that's the issue with Giannis, why are you allowing him to do that? That doesn't make sense. Mike Budenholzer needs to go off his team. He is really the reason why he's one of the reasons why this team lost. As if you don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo on your team, you need to utilize your other players, which allowed them to win a game in this series where they lost by 5. But they should have won that last game that they had. And I'll get to the second with the players in general. But I'm going to say they need to fire Mike Budenholzer and get another coach. Nick Nurse, somebody else leave on the team, because Mike Budenholzer is not going to work with the sets he's running. So next, talk about the supporting cast. I'm going to go with the positive and negative. First, Brook Lopez. I loved Brook Lopez this season. Honestly, he could be the first player I would mad at. Brook Lopez played sensational this season when he was playing on defense and playing on offense. Well, I really like Brook Lopez for this team. But what this team needs to do is, this team needs to do something with Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. Now, Jrue Holiday I already knew wasn't that good offensively as you thought he was in the season. I don't know why he was playing so good offensively in the season. That really was weird, because I know he wasn't that type of player. So him not playing good offensively made sense, because he's not that good offensively. You think he is. He played good in the games that he won, but the games that they didn't, it looked like he wasn't playing good, and it makes sense. The reason why Jrue Holiday is good, he's a good playmaker and a good defensive player for this team, but he was getting cooked by Jimmy Butler, and that's understandable. Jimmy Butler was very hot, and he was playing like Michael Jordan's son, so it makes sense why he was so good. But Jrue Holiday needs to step it up on the playmaking end and the scoring end as well. If you know that you're not being able to be a defensive anchor on this team, and you know that you're getting cut by Jimmy Butler, he needs to do something playmaker-wise and offensive-wise. Now, I'm not going to put that much blame on him, as Mike Budenholzer, the system he was running was very trash. So he wasn't really handling the ball like that, but still, he needs to step it up more defensively on this team. I understand he's getting older, and I understand that he's not going to be as good as he used to be. But if he's going to start this team, he needs to play more defensively like he should be playing, because he is an all-NBA defender this season. I am pretty sure of that. So he needs to play like one, and when he plays against players like Jimmy Butler, he needs to be able to help out. But he needs help when he does that, yes. But he also needs to be able to be a #1 defender on this team. Now let's talk about Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, I've already said it, I think that's mid. I think Chris Middleton is very, very mid. And I've been saying that for a long time, because Chris Middleton is very inconsistent and it's so annoying, because people had him as the Finals MVP in the 2021 championship, that just made me so mad because you're really disrespecting Giannis Antetokounmpo. Chris Middleton is just a mid player. He's not good defensively. He's not that good of a playmaker. He was just a good scorer and a good finisher for Giannis. Yes, I will give you that. But that's all he is. Chris Middleton, when he's not on, is just not doing anything for this team. When he's not on, he cannot do anything to contribute for this team. He needs to be on to be able to play. And when he's not consistent like he was in this season he was not consistent this season. And I will give him a pass because yes, he was injured. Yes. But when you are consistently playing and you are also you've been playing this whole time, you've been playing the whole end of the season and you have been consistently playing, you should be back to your rhythm by now. If you're not back to your rhythm, you need to be back to your rhythm next season. If next season he's not playing as the all-star status he is, he needs to go off this team because Giannis needs another scorer on this team to help him out consistently, not inconsistently. So if you're gonna play inconsistently, then you don't need to be on this team at all. So I feel like Chris Middleton needs to step it up offensively and needs to play more consistent. I'll give him a semi-pass because yes, he was injured, so I give him a pass. But next season he needs to come back better than ever, sharper than ever, and help this team win an NBA championship. Now let's talk about the best player on this team, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now Giannis got injured in the first 2 games, which is bad. Yes, very bad. But they still could have won this game. Game 5, they had no business. Game 5 or 6, they had no business losing that game. They should have won that game and made the series 3-2, and then won, and it could have been Game 7. I don't understand how they even lost that game. You're allowing Jimmy Butler to play like that is actually insane. But what it matter is Giannis Antetokounmpo in the half-court set is just not good. I don't understand why Mike runs those sets, just annoying. But Giannis in the half-court set is not good. Giannis is not a good half-court player. He's not. That's not what he is. So I don't know why they have him playing like that. Giannis needs to improve in the half-court set. He needs to improve on not just bulldozing his way to the paint, because the Miami Heat, ironically, actually had some good sets and good running defense against Giannis Antetokounmpo, which I not think they had in my prediction video because most of the players they had from the 2020 bubble run was gone, but they still had good defensive pieces to be able to stop Giannis, which is something that he needs to work on. He needs to work on his half-court set, because if he's going to start playing it, he's going to have to shoot at least some mid-ranges, at least going to shoot some mid-range and decent three-pointers. Because if you're just going to drive to the paint and just drive, you're going to get stopped, and you're going to consistently have that stuff that's going to happen to you. Giannis Antetokounmpo is not the best player in the league anymore after that performance he had this season. I feel like he is still top 3, top 5, but he needs to improve in the mid-range or three-point shooting area. He just cannot be a half-court side player. But I'm not knocking him. Yes, Giannis can still be a best player on the team, on a championship team. Giannis is still a superstar. Giannis is still top 5 in the league. Giannis is still arguably the best player on the planet. I'm not saying he's not. But there are still flaws in Giannis' game, and maybe he exposed those flaws in this series, and it made them lose this series. Giannis Antetokounmpo had a very disappointing series and a very disappointing team run, and I agree with him. I don't think this season was a failure. I think this season more of a learning point for Giannis, as he needs to improve his mid-range and three-point shooting and really get his team up and win an NBA championship. Those are my thoughts on the Milwaukee Bucks. Go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm making more videos on every team that really loses in the first round or the play-in. There's gonna be videos coming out and videos saying what I think should do next. Go ahead and like and subscribe for more content as NBA playoffs are really getting heated up.